Hey everyone, and happy Easter. I'm Big John, and as promised, we are once again going to visit Walt Disney's Carolwood barn. It is Easter, and as expected, it looks to be a crazy day. So come along with me and let's have a fun time looking at some Disney history.
You can put things right inside there.
All right, so here we have the dedication when the Carolwood barn first opened, was first relocated to Griffith Park, and like I said, we've been here 2 years ago, and it's just amazing. And they said they changed the things up since the last time we were there, but there was just so much there to see. This perhaps one of the greatest tributes to Walt Disney that has ever been created outside of the theme parks. And we see a lot of old pictures, some old toys and stuff that celebrate Walt and his life and everything that he loved doing, especially trains, because everyone knows that Walt Disney loved trains. And we have a picture of Mickey and Minnie, and here is a model of one of the trains it's just amazing to see. And like I said, they do this only on the third Sunday of each month from 11 to 3, and it was just great that they were doing this on today on Easter, because they were also doing some sort of egg scavenger hunt where they hung eggs on trees, and it was for kids only, and it's just a lot of fun. And we have a book called The Great Locomotive by Walt Disney, or maybe that's an album, hard to tell. A Remarkable True Spy Story. So that's probably a book. And right there is a pork pie hat that Walt himself used to wear. And when we get to an angle, you will see a picture of Walt and Lily together with the hat. And there is a picture of one of the trains. Alright, and looking at more of these old books and DVDs that celebrate trains and Walt himself. More look at that hat there. I mean, and it was very busy today. It went from 11 to 3, and there's a picture of Walt and Lily right there, looking great. And there's a picture of Walt and Lily with Edgar Birkin and Charlie McCarthy. You know, Edgar Birkin, for those who don't know, was a great ventriloquist. He's like the Jeff Dunham of his time. And there is another picture of Walt and Lily next to that pork pie hat. And coming up, let's see, we will find... Nope. It was hard to get everything because everyone was just looking at everything, and it's so crazy to find. And here we have a Walt Disney Railroad toy minted box, and we have some magazines about Walt and pictures of him putting the train together at his house. Of course, that was one of the first ideas for Disneyland, when Walt had that train in his house. And here is a model of that train, and more pictures of Walt putting it together. And coming up, we will see a little video of how Walt was able to put the train together. And there's a Mickey train pin right there. And here's a bit of that video. Alright, here we have Walt, and I'm not sure who that is, maybe John Hench, I'm not really sure, but as you can see, Walt Walt's train was definitely the starting point, one of the starting points, I should say, of how Disneyland came to be, and it's so great. And one of the people said that when the train first opened at Disneyland, it was called the Santa Fe Railroad at Disneyland because back then, and the Santa Fe Railroad was what sponsored the trains, and that is an amazing piece of Disney history and trivia there. Maybe I'll put that in a future trivia time. I'm on a future episode of Disability Show Live, and we have some things here and more models of the train. And here we have a model of the old Frontierland ride, the mine train through Nature's Wonderland. That's where Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is now over at Disneyland. This was kind of a milder ride compared to Big Thunder, more of a scenic ride, but it's so beautiful. It was pretty much an e-ticket ride back in its day, and it's easy to tell that this would become Big Thunder because I think some of the rock formations still look the same, as well as some of the shops. It's like looking through a window through time. That's what best describes it. And now we're inside another one of the barns that stores one of the actual train cars from Walt's first train at Disneyland. And here we have some pictures here, some music. And here is the train car itself. It's just amazing. They actually made it look the same as it was back in the day because they wanted it to make it as authentic as possible to Walt's vision. And and here is the old mock-up of Disneyland for when it was first supposed to be a studio, a little theme park outside the Disney studio in Burbank. And there's some Disneyland maps there, and some train hats. And there is a map of Disneyland and another little model of the train, and a lot of interesting board games and books. I mean, it's like I died and gone to heaven when I saw all this the first time, and I got the same kind of feeling in this time and there's a little thing of the monorail, and there is some of the mini trains that Walt had, and guests can actually ride these. It's so great. I definitely loved this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Walt Disney's barn. This was my second time doing this, and if you ever want to come out here to do this, they do this every third Sunday of each month. And as you can see, it's definitely the place to be, especially on Easter. So as always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure it gets into a future video. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so that you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.